Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Marie. Today we're going to talk to you about intuition, and it's something that we dive deep into the course in the world behind your eyes. Intuition is a soft, subtle energy, and it resides in each one of us. The one thing I learned years ago, and I think it's a powerful truth to share, is that your intuition is not a gift. Everybody has it. Everybody has an intuitive skill set, and it's not unlike a skill set of learning math or musical instruments or any other skill set. It's a skill set that only gets stronger with the amount that you use it. So what is intuition? Well, intuition is that soft, subtle energy that comes flying through your mind at 1,000,000 miles an hour that 90% of the time you don't pay attention to because your mind is off spinning narratives, or maybe trapped in your history, or maybe worried about future events. And the intuitive hits are those soft little ones that come flowing through, and they break the wave through your thought pattern. You're thinking about this over here, and then all of a sudden, zip, something flies through your mind, and you go, whoa, hang on a second. That was a great idea. That's an intuitive hit. An intuitive hit happens very quickly. It's a thought, but it's softer than a thought, because a thought we can spin into a story and a narrative right away. An intuitive hit has no emotional attachment to it. When we're spinning thoughts and narratives in our mind, we can get ourselves worked up and we can get ourselves into an emotional state. But an intuitive hit doesn't have any emotional baggage tied to it, because you're not spinning off a narrative, you're not telling yourself a story. It's a piece of information that comes through fast, quick, and clear. If you're clear. If you're not clear, then the message won't come in clearly. If you're bogged down with a lot of heavy emotions, you'll barely pay attention to your intuitive hits. Your intuitive hits come right through your third chakra. You'll feel intuitive hits there. And I'm sure most of you have said at least once in your life, you know, there's just something not right about that. I got a gut feeling, and it's not right, and I'm not going to do that. And you don't even realize that the words that you use actually mean so much more than what you're giving them credit for. This is the seat of your gut instinct. And this is energetically where you feel an intuitive hit. And it's the thoughts that float through your mind at 1,000,000 miles an hour that you have no emotional attachment to. That's intuition. What does that look like in your body? I can't tell you that. I can tell you what my intuitive language looks like. I see patterns. I see patterns in life. I see patterns in people's words. I hear patterns in people's words. I see patterns in things around me. That's how my intuitive skill set, part of my intuitive skill set, comes through. But that might not be yours. Your intuitive skill set might have to do with seeing the colors in our aura, our biofield. I don't work that way, but you might. And if that's the way you work, you have to honor that skill set. You might be the type of person that gets their intuitive hits through the dream state. Now, that's something that can come in for all of us, but some people are more sensitive that way. And if that is part of your intuitive skill set, you need to honor that. It's not up to anyone to tell you what your intuitive language looks like. I can guide you into how that looks like overall in the body by your energetic hits in your third chakra, and how those messages go flying by your mind at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But I can't expand on that any further for you. That's something that you have to learn about yourself. It's no different than knowing your culinary skills in the kitchen or your ability to drive a race car or grow plants. You know what your own skill set is and you hone that. So once you hone into what your intuitive skill set is, what that intuitive language looks like in your body, then you start working with it. And the more you work with your intuition, the more you work with that skill set, the stronger that skill set will become, and the more faith that you will put into that skill set, and that will give you strength, especially during trying times. Now remember, and I'll say this again and again and again, that you can't be clear with your own intuitive messages if you are emotional. It won't come in that way. The emotions will clutter up the information and you'll be like, oh gosh, was that an intuitive hit or wasn't? If you've got to stop and ask the question, you're already on a narrative and your mind's already telling you stories. So just stop. Better off to let those intuitive messages come in the way they are meant to. Like, I'll give you an example for myself. I'm vacuuming one day. All of a sudden, I got this download of information for this amazing tea blend. I dropped everything I was doing. I ran into my lab. I whipped up this tea blend with all these beautiful herbs, and that was intuition. I didn't have to even think about it. I didn't even have to second guess anything. I was just grabbing all my ingredients off the shelf and mixing it up together. That was an intuitive hit. Your intuitive hits are soft, subtle energy messages. And as you start working with your intuitive skill, you will learn to hone that, and then you'll learn to rely on that, and that will become a strength within you. So I hope that has helped all of you today to learn to understand your own intuition and your own intuitive language a bit more for yourself. And if you've liked what I've shared with you today, maybe you can give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in learning more about the world behind your eyes, our chakra meditation series, check out the link below, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me.